Don, what's your plan for in goal tonight?
Tokarski and Dell, and they'll split.
How much has Dustin impressed you these first couple weeks?
He's competitive. He doesn't quit. You see it in every drill in practice. He's a fighter, and it's awesome to see. So he did a great job for us last year, coming in a tough situation, and he's came here with the approach of he's got to earn every minute. So he's earned that tonight, and we'll take a look at him again.
We talked obviously last night about UPL's game. Just how would you evaluate his camp in total?
I thought it was very progressive, in a progressive way, a great camp. You know, it was another level of pressure for him to perform. I feel, you know, he played games in the league last year, and he, like most players, like any competitive player, was coming here to earn a spot, and having that, you know, that burn in him. You know, going into these games with that, I thought the third period was big for him last night. Come back and fight, and even, you know, with the whole taking the whole game in. So I think, you know, we know he's a young guy with a lot of potential. I think the way he approached camp and some of the things we tried to do from our side helped him evolve his game even further, one step further. So he's leaving here to go to Rochester to gain more experience, more time in the net, with a lot more experience than he had maybe a couple weeks ago.
And as far as the other guys that were sent down, most of them were known quantities. The one that stands out obviously is Weissbach, who we hadn't, you know, seen at this level. And what would you say about his camp?
He had a very good camp. We didn't know what to. You don't know what to expect of a player. Obviously, jumping a level from college hockey to pro. He showed he has dynamic components to his game: speed, skill, quickness, playmaking ability, evasiveness as well, which you don't know. He had that in college hockey, but you don't know if that translates to the next level. It did, certainly in spurts. You could see those attributes here, which is exciting. So he's another player that we felt he's going to need time in the American Hockey League. Fairness to him, coming from college hockey, and looking at our roster overall, let's try to get him as much as we can within our training camp. You know, potentially before that, we would have to send him down. But he did a tremendous job. I mean, he opened a lot of eyes to his potential at this level.
Are we at the point in training camp where you've seen enough of Ristolainen and Girgensons at center to be able to say, yes, they're going to start the season at center?
No, not yet. I haven't even, you know, I haven't thought of that. We're obviously Tage, you know, was decent there last night, and there's things that I think he can make some quick improvement on. So we're still, and I think we're going to be talking about that position a lot over the next month. But so not yet. I think it's too much to, you know, Mitzi and Zemgus, I'm pretty certain are two guys that will stay at center. After that, I think we're still watching.
Did you meet Zemgus or Cousins?
Zemgus. So Zemgus, and you know, Dylan's still a young guy. So you know, there's he's still going to have his challenges at center. I mean, it's a tough position. He did outstanding for us last year. You know, now the expectations rise, and in fairness to him, again, he's still an evolving centerman at the NHL. You know, Mitzi and Zemgus are very confident NHL players, very assured, and you know, the other guys just don't have that time to feel that way. So the potential ups and downs are there for them.
So would Cousins be a potential for the wing?
Yeah, I think at any moment he's potential for the wing. You know, any moment. So yeah, he is, and again, we're still evolving that. So you know, if it comes down to it, and say, you know, hypothetical, Thompson is shifting better there, and that would potentially bump Dylan down a line, I may say, well, Dylan should go to the wing then and get him more time. And you know, Dylan's a highly skilled hockey player. We know that. So he's not going to be lost in the shuffle. And as we sort out, who's most effective at which positions yet. Axel is here, and we don't know because of paperwork. We don't know if he'll be in the lineup, but he's going to be with us, and we hope he's in the lineup.
What? I assume you've watched some clips of him at least. Like, what have you learned about him?
Yeah, I haven't watched clips of him.
Okay.
We picked him up yesterday,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do what I can today with it. But it was more. We just had a meeting, so we used last night's film, and we're focused on that. All 20 guys and 37 guys, whatever we have in camp, moving them along. So we'll pull some on Axel now and take a look at him, which I'm excited for that based on what I've heard.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I saw him this morning. So he's here. He was in a meeting, and he seems happy. So.
Who's going back to back tonight?
Peterka, Thompson, Kajula, Cousins, Olafson, Dahlin and Yokoharu, Butcher, Miller, and Bryson. So quite a few.
We've seen the offense from Peterka. What else has he done to kind of stick around to this point?
The big thing is persistence. He has a and feel. He's got a very good feel for how to impact situations, and his skill level is good enough to do it on most occasions. So those are components of some pretty good maturity already. But the goal, I think we talked after the game, the goal was very impressive last night, but so were so many other components of his game. As a young guy, he's evolved his game pretty well for his age.
Okay. When R2 has a year like last season, I mean, I'm sure he took a lot of confidence from it, but when he has success at all these different levels, like what can that do for a player as far as just kind of maybe helping them take off and so forth?
It's a validation when because he puts the work in. So you put all that work in, and when you get rewarded for it, it's a bit of a validation for you as a player. R2 competes so hard for everything he gets. He scores goals in many different ways, and that shows you he's just flat out determined to score goals. I mean, I think he scored a couple goals in camp. He was in the crease. Just strong on his stick, and we know we think of him as a shooter, but he's willing, competitively willing to do whatever it takes, and he identifies situations well. As I said with JJ Peterka, they identify situations well, and then have a sense of objective. What needs to be done in this situation? Do I need to get a puck out? Do I need to win this battle? From the defensive side, can I? Is there an offensive opportunity here, and R2 is very competitive about that, and he's done well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
See you guys.